Yes, people, welcome back. Another video, another day, Thai Sports Talk. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe. This one is actually for Chelsea fans. This one is for Chelsea fans and Aston Villa fans as well, because I think this is a deal that potentially could work for everyone. I think it's a deal that should be being explored even more and something that we could watch over the next few days to see if anything does happen in terms of the transfer window. It's Aston Villa's Jhon Duran, Chelsea's Joao Felix, a potential swap deal, cash plus swap, something could be in the air. The simple truth is this, people. Chelsea want a striker, and Aston Villa want a player of the quality of Joao Felix. And it's simple as that, really. And do I begrudge it, or do I look at it as a bad deal for either club? No, I don't. I think it's something that could improve Aston Villa, which I'll talk about, and I think it's something that could improve Chelsea Football Club. And I think it's a deal that could appeal to both parties. Maybe not so Aston Villa. So let's talk on the Aston Villa side first, guys. Make sure you get your comments in as well. Is that Aston Villa have got a striker that Jhon Duran scored 7 Premier League goals this season. This is his first season properly at the football club where he's been playing as an occasional starter as well, rotating with Watkins, seeing more football. And he's just signed a new deal until 2030, I believe. So I'll see that's a 5-year deal from now. So when you're looking at it in terms of value, his age, Jhon Duran's only 21 years of age. And he looks like the profile that's only going to get better. He's going to get more experience. He's going to score more goals. He's going to put himself in the shop window. And he could become a starter at Aston Villa. You look, Watkins is 29 now, I believe. He's probably not going to get better. He's probably going to stay at this level and start regressing slowly, even though he's a good striker. But, Duran is going to get opportunities at Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa could be looking at it and saying, right, if we hold on to him even for a year or two, we could get up with 75 million. That's how Aston Villa are going to see it. And I understand that. You've got West Ham Football Club that people say, have they got money? Have they not? Graham Potter's just come in. They bidded 57 million for Jhon Duran in the January transfer window. Now, if Duran keeps on the trajectory he's at the moment, which is going on an upward curve, they're easily going to be looking at 75 million in a year or two, if not more, because the striker market right now isn't great. So Aston Villa are kind of in that position of, well, I want to hold on to him because we can get more money in the future. And he's just signed a 5-year deal. And also he's great for us rotating with Watkins. We're in the Champions League. We've got a lot of games of football. But then the flip side is, how does Jhon Duran feel? Because he's a striker at the moment that is rotating, but he probably feels he's good enough to be a starter. We've seen that with Jhon Duran already. He's got that sort of persona that, I'm not saying he thinks he's better than what he is, but I think he thinks I can be a starter here. I should get a run of games. But unfortunately, when you're at the level or similar level to Watkins at the moment, some of you are starting, one of you are starting, not playing great. The other comes off the bench, does well. One of you might start, play well, then the other doesn't really come off the bench. You're sort of rotating and you're both trying to battle off each other, which is great for Villa fans and the football club because they've got 2 strikers trying to start. But Duran's at that age where he's like, I'm 21, I want to be starting every week. Would he get that at Chelsea? My answer would probably be no again. Obviously, he'll be battling with Nicholas Jackson. Jackson, as we know, is a striker that works hard, runs the channels, can score goals, can create as well. But the only thing that's missing from Jackson's game is the consistency. Again, another striker under 23 years of age. Gonna get better. First proper season in the Premier League. And he has had good spells, but he's just lacking that consistency. Duran, we don't know if he can be consistent. He's had starts and scored, come off the bench, and he's done better than when he started. But he's so young at 21. It's like he's the unknown quantity. You don't know what he could potentially bring. So that's the side of it for Aston Villa. Do they hold on and look for more money? Does Duran see it as an opportunity? I can go there and get more first-team football and start more. Does he think he can out-battle Jackson more than he could do Watkins? And how does Chelsea view him? Do they view him as a starter? What does Maresca feel about for Jhon Duran? And then you've got the flip side, which is Joao Felix. Now, look, we all know Joao Felix has been around a long time now. Started off, Benfica, went to Atletico Madrid, went to Barcelona, now at Chelsea. And you look at Joao Felix and you think he's probably approaching 30 years of age. The guy is still only 25. 25 years of age. He broke through at Benfica in 2018, 7 years ago now. We're talking Benfica, 15 goals in 26 games. Atletico, 25 goals in 96 games. It didn't quite work out in that big money move. I felt like that was the move that kind of stagnated him a little bit. You know, he had 4 years at Atletico under Diego Simeone. When Atletico started going for a bit of that sort of spell, it didn't allow him to get his attacking qualities out there. You know, they are a bit bland when it comes to the football, and it just didn't work out. And he got his move to Barcelona, where, you know, that loan wasn't so great either. He had the Chelsea first loan, then the Barcelona loan, and he didn't really set alight any of them. But it doesn't mean I think Joao Felix is a bad player. I just feel maybe sometimes as a football player, you need to drop down a level, and that's no disrespect to Aston Villa, to get yourself playing regularly, showing what you can do, and then get yourself that move again. He's 25. He can still get into that World Cup squad for next year for Portugal. He still wants to be playing every week. He is a footballer that is talented. Let's not get it twisted. Joao Felix is a good player. So when I look at what his situation is like at the moment at Chelsea, I said it at the start. There we go. We're back in the game. That Joao Felix and Christopher Nkunku are both going to struggle because Maresca likes his wingers like Madueke, Pedro Neto, the 1v1 wingers, sort of Jadon Sancho, hug the touchline a bit more. And unfortunately, when I look at Nkunku, I said that he's not a striker, as an alone number 9, and he's not a winger, and he can't play in the 10 because Palmer will be ahead of him, and then probably Joao Felix. So Nkunku's going to struggle in this system. He's more of a second striker, and we're seeing that now with him linked with a move away, if not in the summer. Then Joao Felix is the one where I'm kind of like, he should be getting more minutes. You've got Pedro Neto on the left, sometimes doesn't perform, better on the right. You've got Madueke on the right, inconsistent. Then you've got Mudrik's situation. You've got Sancho playing on the left, but he's up and down. So Joao Felix, for me, he can play off the left better than what Nkunku can. Joao Felix should be getting more minutes. He should definitely be getting more minutes. 100%. Whether it's putting Palmer out onto the right when Madueke is not playing great and put Felix in the 10, have Palmer and Felix playing together. Or you take Jadon Sancho off and put Felix on as the first sub, and you have Felix on the left linking up with Cole Palmer in the 10. Either way, Cole Palmer and Felix could be on the pitch together and making some magic happen. I don't believe Felix is a bad player, but he's just not going to get the time and the minutes at Chelsea. And when I'm looking at him, I'm thinking maybe sometimes he needs to take half a step back to then move 2 steps forward. And he needs an arm around his shoulder. He needs someone that's going to probably allow him a bit more freedom. And when you've got Rodgers, you know, John McGinn, you've got workhorses around you, Onana, you know, Kamara in midfield, Felix probably get that license to float a little bit. And I think Aston Villa are missing that little something. I think Rodgers is brilliant, by the way. Works so hard. He's relentless in there. You've got Watkins, like I said, bit mishmashy at times, but obviously works hard again. But then out wide, Philigine's just gone. You've got Leon Bailey. You've got Daniel Malen that's just come in from Borussia Dortmund. But when you look at Bailey and Malen, I do think Felix gives you a bit more guile. Something in there that him and Rodgers could really work well together. You know, there's a spot for him on that left-hand side where he could potentially get some minutes. Jacob Ramsey's playing there at the moment. You've got Ramsey's more of a work-hard player. Then you've got Felix, who's a bit more of a trickery, a flair man. So then you've got 2 different profiles. You've got Unai Emery, a good coach. Villa in the Champions League still, competing for the top 4, trying to get into Europe next season. I think this move works. Joao Felix, go to Aston Villa, fight for your place, get some game time, get some regular minutes, get your confidence back. And Jhon Duran, Chelsea need a striker. Nicholas Jackson is a good striker, but he's not consistent enough. You will get opportunities. They need competition. Conference League, still in the FA Cup, Premier League fighting for top 4. And Nkunku's probably on his way out, if not gonna get minutes. So you're going to get opportunities at Chelsea, just like you are at Villa, but you're at a club that you probably maybe want to be at more because you look at Chelsea as a bigger club. And I hear that. And then Joao Felix, a player that is very good on his day, had some dips in confidence over the last couple of years. People think he's done, some think he's not. Go and get minutes at Aston Villa. This is a swap deal that I think people need to watch. I think it can benefit both clubs. I think it can benefit both players in different ways. And this is what I love about the transfer window. Let's hold tight. Let's see what happens. And guys, get your comments in down below. Jhon Duran, Joao Felix, is it a yes? Is it a no? Let me know. This is Thai Sports Talk. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed making this one and discussing it. And I will see you at the next one.